Welcome to the Classy Career Girl podcast. I'm your host, Anna Runyon, founder and CEO of Classy Career Girl, one of Forbes' most influential career sites. This is a podcast for a community of women who want to turn their passions into work they love. You'll learn how to become happy, successful, and balanced with class, skill, and style. We believe that you can create your future. So stop delaying your great life. Go put yourself out there. You can have your great life and career right now. Happy 500 episodes here on the Classy Career Girl podcast. Today, we are celebrating. I want to share with you a little bit about where this all started, where Classy Career Girl started. In case you are just listening for the first time, I want to catch you up. I want to talk about where we've come. I want to talk about where we are right now and where we're going, just to celebrate this huge milestone. I have someone helping me edit these podcasts. And as I've been doing, you guys know I've been doing this time management habit series, and I'm super focused on every week getting you guys great content about being productive and efficient and reaching your goals. And he's like, you need to stop the series for this week because we have a milestone to celebrate. You are at 500 episodes. You have recorded 500 episodes of the Classy Career Girl podcast. That is a lot. We are well over 1 million downloads. And thank you for listening, because I know so many of you guys have been listening and supporting me for so many years. Some of you guys have been listeners. Sometimes I get on the phone with people and they tell me, I've been listening to your podcast since before you even had kids, which is, let's be clear, 9 years ago, because I did. I started this podcast. Well, let's start at the beginning. So where did this all start? So Classy Career Girl started as a blog. In March of 2010, I was in business school and I was working full time, going to business school at night, and I had a break. I had a week spring break. And that's where I decided I had a little bit more time after work, and I decided, hey, I'm going to start a blog, and came up with the name Classy Career Girl. Back then it was on blogspot.com. And I just started putting out a post a week, and it really was just a side hobby, passion project. I did not think I had what it took to become an entrepreneur. I'm an introvert, and so I didn't think I could be an entrepreneur. I didn't plan for this blog to be anything, earning any income. It was really just my outlet because I was terribly stuck at work. And I wanted a change. I knew I needed to do something different and explore something different in my interests outside of work, which at that time I was a consultant. For 8 years, I was a consultant at Booz Allen Hamilton, which is a consulting company. I worked for my client was the military, and I did financial management. So very different than what I do today. And I really just needed an outlet because work was tough. Work was hard. I would sometimes come home crying. My clients would call me on the weekend. It was just a miserable experience at that time. Some of the time was good, but towards the end, I just needed a change. So that's where my blog was. It was just like, I'm just going to start this. I'm going to see what's next. I'm going to, take one step toward my future goals and dreams and just see where it takes me. And that's how this started. And I think it took me about a year of just blogging before podcasting was starting to get really popular, and I would like to teach and train. So I was like, let me just add a podcast to my blog. So I think the podcast started around 2011, 2012. And where have we come? Well, since that time, I had 3 kids. So I've changed a lot. There's been a lot of growth in many different areas, personally and professionally for me. I ended up quitting my day job in 2014, and my husband, just a few months after that, quit his day job as well. So we run this business together since 2014, full time, building a team. So it's not just us. We've created products and courses, and through this time, we've built a membership site. And I've done workshops and so many videos and 500 podcasts. So many things have come out of just taking that one first step. Realizing a couple of years later that I could turn this blog actually into a business, creating an email list, and selling my first product. My first product, I think, was in 2012. I sold a course called the Get Unstuck Bootcamp, and there were 4 people in that course. I remember it so well. And that's really where it started. And so much has grown from that, including like career coaching and speaking events. And I've been flown around the country and the world, being able to speak and getting to know other people as well. And where are we now? So let's talk about where we are now, because a lot has changed because of that step that I took. And this is my main point of my message today and this podcast today. It's probably not going to be too long, but I just want for you to see the big picture of how one little blog post that I started in March of 2010 has now allowed me throughout the years of baby steps and not giving up. And I've seen a lot of people quit over the last, over the last 12, 13 years. A lot of people have quit, but I have not quit. And it has not always been easy. There's been times where I've been extremely burnt out. I've had 3 kids, so obviously I've had 3 maternity leaves. I've had a lot of adjustment, a lot of change has happened. Oh my goodness, over COVID, homeschooling my kids over COVID. It's been crazy throughout, but I've not quit. I have every single day worked on my business, worked on supporting my clients, working on answering your questions. I did take a little break from this podcast, but I picked it back up again as well. And so what I want you to see, I want you to see the big picture. I want you to see the results of not giving up. I want you to see the results of taking that very first step, not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but knowing that this sounds fun and this sounds like I'm going in the direction of my interests and my dreams. So I'm going to run with it and do things that I'm passionate about and create this passion project, because I don't know, it could turn into my dream life, which is what my business has done for me. I really have on the front of our physical planners that we have, it says create your future. And that is really what I feel like I have done myself, like not relying on other people to give me promotions and raises and jobs, but I really created my own future. And I am now, working on my business. I'm loving my life. I have time. I have time freedom. Right now I'm recording this from London, and we're spending this year in Europe, traveling around Europe. I'm homeschooling my kids. So in the mornings, I'm homeschooling my kids. In the afternoons, I'm working. And, once, maybe twice a week, we go out and be tourists wherever we are. And so it's so fun. And I'm so proud that I took that first step in March of 2010 when I was terribly stuck and hating my work and hating my job. I'm so glad that I took that first step. I had no idea where it would take me, but I took that first step. And then I'm so glad that I didn't give up when times got hard, when times got tough, when I needed to change, when I needed to pivot. I still kept going and still kept pursuing the big mission, which is the next part that I want to talk about, which is where are we going? Where is Classy Career Girl going in the future? Now I thought about how am I going to explain this? Where are we going? What do I want to tell you about this? And really, it all comes back to our mission at Classy Career Girl. Our mission has always been career fulfillment for all women. So I don't have a ton of details for you. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen in the future because none of us exactly know. Of course, I have goals. Of course, I have dreams. Of course, I have a whole org chart that I'm going to be building over the next 3 years. So it's, the one thing that I didn't talk about too is over the course of this last 13 years, I've built a career coach certification program as well. And we have 13 career coaches. So that first step in March of 2010 has now turned into other people being able to use our curriculum to support and help other people as well. So I am not the only career coach using my systems and trainings that I've created over the last 13 years. How funny is that? Oh, it's been 13 years and we now have 13 certified Classy Career Girl career coaches. But now I can impact so many more people because I've certified and I'm training these career coaches to build their profitable businesses and to use my systems and my training and my curriculum, my workbooks, everything that they can use so we can impact more people around the world. And that's the exciting part. So that's what's happening in the future is I want to continue supporting and helping coaches. I want to continue supporting and helping people to find a job or business they love that supports the life that they really want. And big picture, whatever I do in the future is going to go back to career fulfillment for all women. That is like my checklist. If I am approaching a big decision in the business, if I am trying to figure out what I should do in the future, I ask myself that question. Does this align with our mission here of career fulfillment for all women? So, happy 500. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. I love doing this. I love jumping on here and recording this. I love getting your questions. I love getting your feedback. And we'll just continue for another at least 500 and see where it takes us. So I'm excited to continue to do this and do it with you guys.